no doubt a few of you have chills up your spine. That's kind of how we feel over there. And our part as national coaches with the Canadian Curling Association, we get to sit back and watch these athletes do what they do. And it truly is an empowering experience, an amazing experience to see what they do. And prior to me going on, I wanted to introduce our Olympic athletes. 30 minutes into the talk, we'll go into the Paralympics. But I want to recognize we have Jill Officer and Caitlin Laws here, along with Ron. So no doubt that's what your board's going to be doing for you in the spring. And we laugh about that, but the reason we're here right now is to try to further our sport. And what they did is extremely hard. I would almost guess it's slightly impossible to win a gold medal. I can only guess because I've seen it happen, and I know I personally couldn't do it. I've seen the sacrifices they make, and I know I couldn't do it. But from a curling club standpoint, when you're looking at getting 20 new members this year, that's frickin' easy. Hand up if you're 60 and over. Just accept it, right? getting a Twitter account that you just talked about, that's easy. Right? So when you hear about those things that you need to be doing this year, and the stuff that Danny and the CCA staff have put forth at this conference, jump all over it. Because that stuff is easy. It may seem monumental right now when you're looking at what you have to do as an individual and what you have to do to get your club to jump on board and to get your board, your school board, to get kids into your curling club. But that stuff honestly is easy, and I hope that's what you're going to see. That video shows you numerous Canadians like ourselves that they didn't want just an average goal. And I don't want to call your curling club average, but when we relate it to what our Olympians do, we absolutely are average. But for our life, that's good. One of my side jobs is I run the curling program at the Glencoe Club in Calgary. So I recognize, right? And they think some of the stuff we're doing there by including these athletes in our programs is fantastic. But again, I think it's something we need to do. We continually get new members, so our membership continues to go up by 5 or 10 each year. And that's my goal as the curling director there. I'm not setting humongous goals like 100. But I want to maintain our numbers and slowly grow them each year. And looking at that 25, our goal there is our 25 to 35 year age bracket in our club. And again, brainstorming, we failed numerous times with the programs we looked at. These guys have failed numerous times. I've seen these athletes from when they're 13, 14, working in programs across Canada when they were really, really bad. Right? And they can tell you stories about how they've lost everything before they've won this. We'll remember this one as the pinnacle of their career. Absolutely, as we should. But what you need to understand is that they keep coming back to it. So where's your gold medal? That's what you need to ask yourself. That's what you need to take back to your club, is where is our gold medal? What is our gold medal goal this year? And set it slightly lofty. Right? So if you end up in second place, like Team Jacobs did at the Worlds 2 years ago, that's okay. That gives you the next step to that next year when you might get that gold medal at the Olympics. But find that inspiration from what we do here and recognize what we do in life. The majority of what we do in life is really, really easy. I know that makes sense, right? So that means we should be achieving all of our goals. But take what these guys, they're going to come up and talk for a few minutes. I have a couple more videos. But we also want to talk about Sochi. The Olympics is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for most athletes, and in curling that kind of is true. Kevin Martin kind of being the exception. In Canadian curling, that kind of is true. We've sent numerous athletes, and the first time ever in Canadian Olympic history did our curling teams win both gold medals this year. When we talk about goal setting, I want you to listen to these guys and listen to their stories and recognize how they went there and find out there's actually a couple different paths that they led to get to that podium. Team Jones, they looked in the mirror and said, let's do it easy. Let's just win everything. Right? So let's go undefeated and set an Olympic record in women's curling that will never be beaten. Because that's easy. Like, not only they want to win the gold medal, let's just set an Olympic record. Let's just not lose. So that was great. It actually made our jobs watching so much easier. Now the boys, though, watching over there, they started at 1 and 2. And that made us all feel rosy at home, right? We watched Twitter, and there's a few of you in this room that slightly jumped off the bandwagon at that point. You know it was you. There was some questions in our mind when we hardly beat Johnny Jar. Who's Johnny Jar? That's a question we're going to be asking for the rest of our lives. Because I don't know. But he almost beat us in the first round of the... Like this guy, what's your name? Yeah, Dennis and I, and 2 of those other guys, we got a chance of beating Johnny Jar. But these guys made it look tough in their first game at the Olympics. But that's sport. That's the true essence of sport. And the unique thing about that is you all were watching. You only have, let's say, 200 to 300 to 400 curling members watching you fail if you fail this year. Again, that's easy. Absolutely easy. They had a few million watching, and reading Twitter, and again, we try to keep them off social media, but they read it. They read what you say. So when you go at Team Brad Jacobs or at Team Jennifer Jones, you suck, I can't believe you just lost that game. It actually pops up on their phone. So please think twice. So again, a great example of 2 different results, and again the same 2 different paths, in the same result. 2 gold medals, and when you see the pictures I have later on of them standing on the podium, you'll recognize that they both had the same kind of feeling. They conquered that mountain. And the cool thing is what's next. Both those teams are looking towards 2018 now. That Olympic gold medal has simply become, once they stepped out of Sochi, the last Olympic gold medal. So now they're looking at how they set that path again. So imagine that. Imagine getting 50 new members this year at your curling club, starting up 2 new leagues. And now everyone says to you, okay, well, let's do that again next year. Like, duplicate it. We got to maintain that one because we get to hang that one on the board. But let's duplicate it. Again, we'll see if they're up for the challenge in 4 years. And I would expect that they will be. So that's what we did. And that's how we're measured in our sport. Curling and hockey, we hang out together for 2 reasons. People expect us to win gold, and we drink beer. But it is relatable with our coaches and stuff. We kind of relate, and the pressure is unique in the Olympic sport, but also our world sport. Is we expect gold medals of ourselves as you do of us when we head there. So a little bit about Sochi. We don't have a ton of time today to do much of the sightseeing tour, but this is from our balcony. So we had a phenomenal setup there. I would go back to Sochi, well, once they get out of Ukraine. I would go back to Sochi in a second to do another Olympics. You couldn't have seen a better physical makeup for an Olympic Games. It made our job easy over there. So that was, and now honestly, if you can picture yourself looking out our balcony, and if you slightly turn to the